Now we're going to look at a strategy that effectively helps beginners deal with the financial market, and more specifically with the OTC market. For those who don't know, that's the over-the-counter market. We'll break this down further in the video. We'll also take a look at the platform settings and see which indicators are best for us to use. And we'll also customize the trading robot as much as possible so it fits our trading style. Let me say right away, this isn't a magic money button, but it really is a good tool for beginners to understand the financial market and make money on it. Especially since the OTC market is highly volatile, it's tough to work with, but we're gonna make it as simple as possible. So pay close attention. Next, I'll share all the necessary tools and all the settings that will help you make a profit and also learn to trade effectively. Let's work. Meanwhile, my first trade brings me $920 using my simple method. Let's figure out step by step how this method works in detail and how you can replicate it yourself. Let's get started. First, let's go over which indicators we need to use and how to properly set up the platform. Watch closely. We need to go into the platform settings, select regular Japanese candlesticks, set it to S15, and it's best to turn on the timer display. These are the exact chart settings that will work for us. Next, we need to set the trade duration to 1 minute. No more, no less, exactly 1 minute. Then go to indicators, add the CCI indicator, and adjust its settings a bit. We go here to the pencil icon and set the period. Set it to 15, and in the style section, change the main line to 2 pixels. Save these settings, and now we're completely ready to start working. Once again, this strategy works on the OTC market. So, for example, if you want to use it, regular currency pairs won't work for you. You need to use only OTC currency pairs. Not a regular currency pair, but specifically an OTC one. They're a bit different, and this is exactly a strategy designed for the OTC market. So as you can see, the bot, right now it's working on the OTC market, so the strategy is specifically for OTC. I hope that's clear. So now we can move on. Let's look at some other important points in the strategy. For the next currency pair, I'm choosing Ural. Swiss franc, I'm setting the trade time to 1 minute. And now I need to wait for a signal from the robot. I get a sell signal. So let's break down why I opened a sell trade here. First of all, the first factor is of course the signal from the robot itself. We're not going to argue with it. It gives us a pretty solid analysis, so we open the trade in that direction. But we'll only open a trade if our filter, which is the CCI indicator, allows us to do so. Let me put it simply, from the middle range that is. For example, from values between 100 and minus 100, we can open trades in both directions, both above and below, and accordingly, you can make fairly safe and reliable trades this way. However, there are certain specific areas where we simply can't open buy or sell trades. We'll talk about those areas later. Look, if you're just starting to trade, or if you're not familiar with our community, there's something I want to share with you. I want to share it with you right now. You can go and activate our robot, which is based on artificial intelligence, has more than 94 indicators, and can analyze news. You can grab this machine right now using the link in the description. I'll leave a link for it, so go ahead, activate it, and it will be able to do analysis for you. After that, you can customize it to fit your needs. It will then work specifically with your account. It will know. It will know you, how you trade, whether fast or slow, and you'll be able to use all our strategies. So go ahead right now and grab this robot. It's waiting for you at the link in the description and in the pinned comment. Now let's figure out how to set it up. Specifically for myself, I choose the currency pair British pound and Japanese yen. I go to the booster bot and select the same currency pair and set the trade time to 1 minute. Now I wait for my signal from the booster bot and get a buy signal. Look, here's how to set up the robot. For your own needs, when you go and activate it using the link in the description, you then need to choose one of the currency pairs. If the robot is set to all markets, then you select the currency pair on UTIs, set at the same time, and here you open trades with exactly this configuration. One currency pair, one trade time, and you open from 5 to 10 trades accordingly. What does this give us? The robot understands how you trade, it gets your trading style. So we have a buy signal is given, then a timer starts, and accordingly we calculate the time. How much time does it take you before you press the buy button? Or basically, our system's like this. We get a signal for 1 minute in advance. That means you need to open the trade on that same candle right away. But since there are people who trade very quickly, or even if there's a minimal delay, like I might have a delay too, but for example, it's only 0.05 seconds, basically a 1.5 second candle. That's not critical. But there are people whose delay can reach up to 20 seconds. That's a really long time, so the robot will adjust for up to 20 seconds. That really is a long time, and I don't recommend waiting that long, because the relevance of the signals also disappears. So yes, the robot can adjust to you within a range up to those same 20 seconds. Basically, if you get a buy signal, you need some time to think and make a decision. Before you open a buy trade, the robot will start an internal timer. And in this way, over 5 to 10 trades, it will learn specifically for you. It'll figure out what timing you prefer, which timing brings you better results, and accordingly, it'll give you signals at those times. So basically, the signal won't be for just 1 minute, like for example at 1:05. That's how it works in my case. So literally 5 seconds are added to the analysis. It's a small amount of time. And by the way, look, another trade is closing in profit. Excellent. And let's look at the last point, which you shouldn't skip, and which you really need to pay close attention to. So if your indicator value is right here in the middle, you can work with it. But if your indicator value is somewhere here or here, meaning above 100 or below -100, Anton, it's better to wait and hold off in this situation. It can be quite risky, but there is one method you can use. Let's go, I'll show you. Look, as you can see, here's another interesting point. If we see a situation like this in the market, where the price is already dropped down somewhere, and if we've moved out of our yellow range, we can actually open a buy trade from there, specifically from the lower boundary. How does this work? So look, from here, we can open both sell and buy trades from the middle. And from the lower zone, we can only open buy trades. Here's how it works. At that moment, the sellers overdid it, oversold the asset, and we need to make a corrective impulse. You can even see this on the chart. We can see how the price was moving well, just structurally going down, and then we get a sharp impulse. Obviously, we should move higher from here. So if the CCI value is below -100, we can open a buy trade. This is fairly safe, and the robot usually gives a quality signal. By the way, look here, the probability of a reversal was very high, and it turned out I was right. It played a cruel trick on me. In other words, I was just a few points short of taking profit. Alright, let's look at another situation. Maybe we'll have even less luck there. Here, look, it's the same situation, but the opposite. Now the price is on top, meaning we're in overbought territory, so from here, we can only go down. But the booster bot is giving me a buy signal, so most likely the price really could go higher from here. Yeah, we can see that we've come back into this zone, but for now, I'm not ready to take the risk. So if you see that your price value, or rather the CCI, is somewhere up top, somewhere around here, and accordingly you got a buy signal. Honestly, it's better to skip that signal. To be honest, I'm scrolling through currency pairs right now and there just aren't any such situations. Although here's the Australian and Canadian dollar again. Let's try it one more time. I've already gone through 2 full rounds and there just haven't been any setups. Again, a buy signal. Now I don't like this. Let's pick another currency pair. Let's try again with the Euro Swiss franc. Maybe the situation has changed here and I'll be able to cover my loss. since there aren't any situations where the prices really moved out of our zone. I wanted to show one more example, but unfortunately, there just isn't a situation like that. Just remember that from this zone, we can trade in any direction, whether selling or buying. When we get a signal from the robot, we only sell from the upper zone and only buy from the lower zone. If you stick to these rules, you really will achieve great results. Also, just a reminder that you can go and activate this robot right now using the link in the description. I also want to remind you that in our Telegram channel, you'll find even more ready-made strategies and more market analyses. Basically, everything related to binary options and trading with artificial intelligence, you'll find it all in our Telegram channel. So join us and, accordingly, get even more information from there. We literally have 2 seconds left. 1 second, and the trade will close in profit and bring me $1,000. Well, almost $400. So as you can see, the robot really does a great job at what it's supposed to do. Yes, I did take a loss on the OTC market, which was unpleasant, but still, we can live with that. I'm still in profit, and my balance has grown nicely during this video. I'll leave a link to the robot in the description, as well as to our Telegram channel. There will also be a link waiting for you in the description and in the pinned comment. So join us, and accordingly, start learning trading together with us. With that, I'll say goodbye to you. Be sure to write in the comments what you think. What do you think about this strategy? And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like this video. See you soon.